The Red Velvet. Siracusa, Nuova Folsini, November 6, year 1100, 7 a.m. In the trucks union camp, a lupo with golden hair and a red jacket was commanding the other truckers to check their vehicle, if any has gone missing and or broken. She is Irene, the president of the truck union in Nuova Folsini. Before long, she was approached by a lupo with white fur and a black hat. He is her adoptive father. He confessed to her that he was the driver of the truck that hit Leon Tuzo last night. Hearing this, she immediately sent everyone away so no one heard his confession. I don't know. I was just driving along, and all of a sudden, my steering wheel turned right. I didn't have time to react and crash the truck. By the time I came to it, it was all over. As he sat slumped, hunchback, and his gloves covering his face.
But even if you panic at the moment, you should have left a critically injured person by the roadside and driven away. Do you know that if first responder had arrived just a few minutes later, Leon Tuzo would have... Summer? What were you driving that truck for?
Venezia trucking. Familia Venezia. He revealed that he did it for her sister, who was afflicted with oripathy and needed the money for the treatment. He regretted what he'd done, but it was the only way he could pay for his daughter's medical bills. He begged her to help him at least until the end of Carnival, and he promised that he won't do any more of this after that. Irene went to the courthouse to search for Lavinia, a high-ranking judge of Nuova Folsini. Irene is instructed to go to the courtroom by the receptionist, as Lavinia is still in the middle presiding over a trial. The scene that she saw was an agonizing one, as the victim was begging in front of Judge Lavinia to do justice to his stepbrother. But with a heavy heart, Lavinia couldn't do anything, as Montelup was outside of Nuova Folsini jurisdiction. Seeing that scene, Irene was hesitant to tell Lavinia what really happened on the day of the crime, so she decided to leave the building. She left hurriedly and saw a taxi in front of the building. She did not remember asking for a taxi, but she immediately went in and asked the driver to drive her into the truck camp. The driver with long white hair said to the passenger,
You know, you're the scummy passenger I picked up today. You seem troubled. I made some mistake. No, I should say I failed. In any case, I let people down. There's no way to solve my problem anyway,
she said hopelessly.
No. In Siracusa, no problems are unsolvable. If you can untangle a rope, just cut it. If you can unlock a chest, just smash the lock. There is a solution to every problem. All you need is a change of perspective and some courage.
After a bit more chatting, Irene gained some insight and decided to change her destination to the Saluzzo Familia residence. Arriving at her destination, she stood in front of the building. She felt hesitant to go in, but she needed to get in. After she got in, she saw a tall lupo wearing a gray suit and a black coat hanging over his shoulder. She decided to negotiate with the man to put the truck on Saluzzo Familia and giving them an advantage against the Venezia Familia. The tall lupo decided to accept the deal under one condition, that in the future the union will do some favors for the Saluzzo Familia. Feeling suffocated and nowhere to go, Irene decided to accept the deal. November 7, year 1100, 3:15 p.m. Port at Nuova Folsini. The port, hustling and bustling with staff, readying up for Carnival. Irene leads the head of the Saluzzo Familia to the truck hiding spot. On top of the truck, there was a tarp, covering the truck and many other miscellaneous items that are used for the Carnival. They decided to open the tarp with a nearby crane. As they were tearing the tarp covering the items, one of the items, a bizarre and gigantic float that looks like a legendary piece of Siracusa, a Signor dei Lupi. It bursts into flame as it consumes all other items, including the truck. the fire enlarged and created a black smoke that is going to the city, almost engulfing it in its entirety. Soon after, they were arrested by the police for being close to the crime scene, and that they found evidence of the trade union being involved. November 8, year 1110 a.m. Erin Lavazza, born in Sicilia, currently a member of the truckers union and living in the truckers camp on Viale Alito, Zona Torino. Signorina Lavazza, you are our prime suspect. You have every right to defend yourself. The judge's face becomes gloomy. Even though he trusts the defendant, he cannot scorn nor bend the law. But not long after, Alberto from the Saluzzo Familia testified with Irene that they were together the whole time and that they have strong alibis. The truck came from your union. We checked the shipping schedule and it wasn't slated with any arrangements for the last 2 days. So, why did it show up at the port and become one of the floats? Someone from the crowd testified for Irene. It was Antonio from the Venezia Familia. In that, Venezia made custom order for preparation for the carnival. Though he doesn't know why it ended up in the port, he implored the police to investigate further. 2 hours after the trial, Irene was greeted by Alberto Saluzzo and Antonio Venezia with their cars and their respective emblems, because whoever she chooses will have the trucker union under their thumb. But before that could happen, a loud sound came in between the 2 cars. It was one of the trucker union member, Lyudmila. There, she started driving back to the camp. During the drive, Lyudmila chose to stay silent and gave Irene a golden lighter. Grabbing the lighter, Irene realizes who it was. It was her adoptive father, Sommer. With a broken heart, she promised herself to never trust any of the familia again. When they arrived at the camp, Irene decided to investigate everyone on Sommer's notebook, on who was under the familia thumb, and decided to cut them off. Soon after, she got information that the familia are targeting Lavinia, so she decided to protect her in her own way. November 9, year 1100, 9:25 p.m. The familia started their move and is infiltrating the city hall with their masks on their face, marking the beginning of the first ever carnival in Nuova Volsini. But before they could get in, they were blocked by giant monstrous vehicles from the trucks union. While that was happening, Irene met with Lavinia inside the courthouse. There, she gave Lavinia a list of people and asked for the activation of emergency judicial procedure, which would make it so that everyone on that list would not be tried, and anyone may neutralize them with any means necessary. Irene leaves the building to be back in the front line, giving time for Lavinia whether she wanted to sign the verdict or not. After 10 minutes in a standoff, a mechanical roar was heard. A massive vehicle that travels from city to city, its enormous Herculean hull, able to protect massive amounts of cargo from catastrophes and hazardous terrain. It is not an object that one would expect to see inside a city, as the truck union and familia alike scatter to run from the monstrosity. It is start to stop in the middle of the city hall. Only then did people realize that the behemoth of a steel was covered in ribbons and balloons. It was here for the festival. 4 minutes until parade arrives at Court Square. In the standoff between the trucker union and the familia, the sound of heartbeat can be heard from each other, guns being cocked and loaded, safety pins being unlocked, and the sound of the parade moving ever so closely. Only 4 minutes left before the parade, and yet that 4 minutes feel like an eternity. As the floats of one of the wolf head is seen around the corner, Irene decided to step outside of the imaginary boundary of the trucker union line and made a negotiation with the mafioso, and that they would have the weapon if they would. Since the mafioso hasn't received any orders from the higher-ups, they decided to agree to the deal. Regular people who watched the standoff thought it was just part of the offense from the truckers union and the familia. After Carnival ended, Leontuso made a closing speech about Nuova Volsini and its future. Tomorrow, Irene gave a resignation letter to Leontuso, but he denies it. After the talk with Leon Tuzo, Irene was met with Lyudmila. First, she wanted to put warn Irene about her dark thoughts and wanted to say goodbye to her.